Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Big Team. We're here on today with Mr. Shafter Robin. How you doing on
I'm
today?
all right. I'm doing good.
Man, so for the people that don't know who you are, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Well, my name is Shafter Robert. I'm originally from the Sixth Ward, born and raised, Sixth Ward, Seventh Ward. I come from a family of 15, and I'm just excited to get this book out and get it started and see where my chapter of life go from here. You know.
Man, so let's talk about the book. Know the game before you play it, man. What made you want to write this particular book?
Well, being that through my life experience coming up in the streets, I wound up being incarcerated, and me and one of my good friends to write each other back and forth, and that's one of the titles we come up with. Every time we write each other, we write at the bottom, know the game before you play it. And as I study a lot, because through Islam, that's why I'm Muslim, and the world itself,
Right.
and that's why I got the world with the know the game. Because a lot of things in the world could be evil, and if you follow the ways of God, you know what I'm saying, it could be good too. So that's why I got half the world on one side and know the game of the world on the other side, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, man, I'm seeing the book, man. You have a few chapters talking about your daughter, man. Talk about your daughter.
All right. My daughter Katrina is one of the poems that's in the book. And she happened to die in Katrina in 2005. And I just happened to write about her because she had just turned 18. And being down incarcerated, we never got the chance to really bond like we should have, And I mean, we used to see each other because I wasn't no longer with her mom. But, when she passed, I just had to write about it. And then the poem is almost like self-explanatory, you know.
So, what's your favorite chapter in the book?
It ain't over till it's over. And that deal like doing our slavery days in the past, and I like to hit on that and so it brings us to our future. You got to know where you've been in order to know where you're going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you come from.
Right. So, man, with everything that's going on in the world with injustice and police brutality, man, what are your thoughts on that?
I think what really hit me like the police, with the police brutality, the killing with the police, because it's a two-way sword for me. Because I have a brother that's a police, I have two cousins that's a police,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? And they doing good, and we get happen caught up in some stuff of doing their job.
Right.
And being that I come from the neighborhood, I know how the black kids are.
Right.
But we get caught up in the system, and people think it's just us as black individuals going wrong.
Right.
But it's the system to me. Where we come from, how we been treated. You know what I'm saying? Where they take they can't, they put them in a home where they can't have a male role model there. So the kids, when they grow up, they don't have their male figure.
Right.
So they're gonna do the same thing. It's like the cycle repeat itself. And we got to get just in a system where we can stop and break that chain from there, man.
Right. Man, just a few days ago, not far from where we at now, and I actually live in the 7th Ward, and to hear that a 9-year-old was killed, shot in the head, and then 2 other teenagers was shot, man, that kind of did something to me, because actually just 2 years ago, an 18-year-old girl was shot in the head, like right on the same street, like right down the street from where this particular crime happened. And we actually went out there to do an event, and man, it kind of broke my heart to see the different things that's going on. So man, what are some things that we can do for these kids to stop this violence?
Well, one thing I talk about one of them in a book called Broken City, and that's with the kids killing kids,
Right.
And it's almost like I was just preaching about in a sense, I think we need to open more like health awareness programs, like my wife have a training for child camp, where children interact with each other and know and learn from the elders and stuff like that. Because to me personally, I know it hit home because I come from a family of 15, Then I got like 7 daughters, 2 sons of my own. And they got to be out here, and they go somewhere and come home. Might not never come home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think we need to grab hold to our kids and start some kind of program where our kids learn the system will be going through from there.
Right, and you said that we just never know when we might come home, man. Nowadays, man, that's a big blessing.
Yeah.
You know, for us to be able to leave our house and when we make it back, man, safe and alive, man, that's like one of the biggest blessings right now in today. So, man, this is what I want you to do right now. Look in the camera, man. I want you to give inspirational word to the kids that's tuning in.
But for the kids out there, let me give y'all this. And I'm gonna share you with a poem that's not in the book. That be good?
Yeah.
It's called A Man in Darkness. A man in darkness sometimes cry. He weep with his soul for where his heart may lie. A man in darkness is filled with grief because what he has is no belief. A man in darkness, he breaks his promise. He betrays you. He tells lies. He is heartless and have no pride. But one day, God gave this man a sign where time brought change, and change came in time. I'll tell you about this man with truth, faith, patience, humbleness, prosperity, and purity, because the man in darkness once was me. There was a man in darkness who was hanging and slinging, thinking that's what life was all about. But when I thought of my family, that's the only time that I had doubt. Now it's kind of funny, knowing my family was always on my mind. So as I sit here and tell this story, I have to ask myself, was I really that blind? Now I answer myself, maybe I was, or maybe not. But the bad things seem to be good. And the things I thought was good didn't seem that bad. That's the reason I could not stop. So can I really blame my loved ones for leaving me during the time of darkness when I could not see? So I used to look in the mirror of my heart. The reflection of it hurt. It almost tore me apart. But I know God is the most gracious, the most forgiving. So if God can give me a second chance, then my loved ones should be willing. But if they only feel discomfort and grief, I just have to live with their disbelief. See, I'm not here to prove a point. Oh, you have a point to prove. Because only the belief will win through, and the disbelievers will lose. Now some might be wondering what sign God gave to me to open my eyes and make me see. I say I was put in a place because society thought I was a disgrace. Rehabilitation, the judge said I need. For 15 years of this, I couldn't conceive. So I was being locked up, knocked up, and blocked up. And this whole situation had me messed up. Some say rehab is what it's all about, but my heart and mind used to be full of doubt. See, I was being locked up with no more mindset over my head. Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off dead. And I said to myself, death is something nobody wants, but it's always ahead. So I said to my family and my friends, keep your thoughts together so mistakes like we made won't be made again. Now being incarcerated was a sign God had provided for me. Now I can say, I once was a man in darkness, but now I can see.
Right. So how can people purchase your book?
Robert, to purchase the book, you can go on Amazon. You can get the paperback or get the Kindle on Amazon.com.
All right, and this is your boy Big T. I want to thank you guys for tuning in.